Let's go. Welcome again. Thank you guys for showing up to yet another video. It's July 9th. I'll save the I'll save the Mark Douglas quote for after I explain everything. And today I made a profit of over $500. Now, if you guys have been following along with the journey, you'll know, you should know that I have two open accounts right now. The two open accounts I have right now is the 160 to 1,000 and the other one where I recently last week started off at $975 and I've been scaling that account. I've almost doubled it in about a week, because it's only been about a week or two. So, and I've almost doubled it. So I'm going to show you guys results from both the first account and also the second account. And I'll also give you guys feedback on my mentality throughout the week and what I learned out of the market about myself this week. Plus, I'll also give you guys a rundown on my thoughts based on what has happened since Monday or since Sunday. So I'll just get right into it. First things first, let's go into TradeZella so that we can just start talking about numbers. Here, let me share my screen and we should be able to see now. So make sure that I gotta make sure that we're not frozen because, okay. All right, so here is my screen, guys, and this is the first account. So this is account number one, 160 to $1,000. Now, based on what you see here, you can clearly see that this is the account that I've been using for to scale from 160 to 1,000. And as you can see last week, I only had profiting days. I didn't have any losing days. For this week, unfortunately, you can see that I had a couple losing days. I started off in the negative, back to back, 3 days in a row. You can see Sunday, Monday, and also Tuesday. I took a few L's back to back to back, but nonetheless, you can see where I ended off. And if I don't see anything for the rest of the week, I'm just gonna wait until next week. Honestly, the way that the market's looking right now, I'm not really interested because if I am to take a trade at this moment, it looks like as of right now, it looks like I'd probably be getting, excuse me, about maybe a 1 to 3 at best. And for the risk to reward of 1 to 3, I'm not really interested, especially because I've only made, I haven't made much cushion for the week in order for me to be interested in taking more trades, if that makes sense. Um, I'm really looking to scale these accounts, and it's not going to be good if I just randomly take C plus trade setups. I consider C plus trade setups as a 1 to 3 risk to reward. I don't ever go for 1 to 2s. I do go for at least a 1 to 3, but the 1 to 3s are my C plus setups. Like genuinely, a 1 to 3 is genuinely a C plus setup. But yeah, let's take a look though. Let's calculate together how much I'm up this week. Actually, it's already on my platform. I'm gonna pull up my platform so we can just take a look at it together. And this is gonna be on Trade Locker. So here's my live Trade Locker account. We're looking at it together. So you guys should be able to see this Trade Locker account. And this is Euro USD. I'm gonna delete this. Close positions. All right. And again, every trade that I take in the market, I'm sending in my Discord. So you guys should be able to get access to my Discord. The link is down below in the bio. So as you can see, close positions, we're up $133 for the week, regardless of the L's that we took. So The $182, the $182 that I made this week on this account number one for the 160 to 1,000, regardless of these negatives that I took earlier this week, this $182 here that we made today, it made up and replenished the L's that I took earlier this week, plus more. So that's why we're in the green, and I plan on maintaining, being in green. Since I started off with 160 and now the account's equity is now at 421, we can now calculate the increase. So the value went from 160 to 420, 421, which means that the account's equity has increased 163%. So it's more than doubled. And I mean, I think it's been about 3 weeks, if I'm not, if I'm not wrong. Let's see. I mean, what? Yeah, I mean, 3 weeks ago. It's been more than 3 weeks, so it's probably been about a month. Excuse me. Um, but yeah. Um, all right, yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna switch over to the other account, and I mean, honestly, guys, where else do you guys know that you can get 160 or more percent gain on your money in about a month? Like, you know what I mean? To me, that's savage. And it's liquid, like you can just pull it out. Um, yeah. So next is now we go to this account. So now you can see this account is already in green. The equity curve is gone up. Since I've been tweaking, my strategy, you can see that since this is more of a fresh account, not as old as the other one, this is more of a fresh account. I did, as you can see, move into the negative from early on, and then I ended up just taking advantage of what I've learned about myself and how I trade and how I respond to the markets for the past 6 months this year. Based on all the L's that I've taken on that initial account, um, where I was using it between like, January and like June. You can see I've taken all of those L's, and I pretty much monetized my system and the way that I trade and the amount of trades that I take on a weekly basis. Um, the type of risk management, I've just monetized it, and I just pretty much implemented better systems onto this trading account, which is why my equity is just literally going up. It's in an uptrend. I also, if you guys haven't, seen my Instagram account, I've also recently changed my Instagram account. So it it's now Trade with Ant. So if you guys don't follow this account, I'm gonna follow you back if you follow me. My name's Trend with Ant, and it's pretty self-explanatory. I only trade with the trend, and I don't trade against the trend for the most part. I mean, it depends. Like I obviously the goal is to trade with the trend, and I don't go against the larger time frame often, but I just think sticking with, the trend on the higher time frame, it essentially will give you better opportunity and larger small risk to rewards, and it's just overall more helpful. So that's why I, recreated my name, and now it's Trend with Ant. So now you can even see my YouTube channel is also Trend with Ant. Trend with Ant. My TikTok is also Trend with Ant, but it has two T's at the end just because somebody has that username. But yeah, Trend with Ant, and you guys can take a look at my Instagram profile. But back to here. So as you guys can see, net P&L is up $676. Now, if we were to take a look at where I started off. I started off at 975, and now the account's equity is at, we can check it together. I'm gonna pull up, what is it called? All right, here we are. We're at Trade Locker, and this is a live account. Now you can see this week we're up 268. Last week we were up, it doesn't even allow me to click on last week, but that's in the previous YouTube video. You can see that this week though we're up 268. I don't really want to gamble too much with this account, especially since it's Wednesday and like I said, the markets aren't really giving us much of, A plus plus setups, and I'm only looking to take A plus plus setups. I dislike taking C plus setups. Um, but yeah, right now again, 1741, which means if we were to compare 975 to 1741, the account has gained 78.56% gains. So equity has increased by 78%, more than 78%. And I threw $975 into this account last week, and I've already almost doubled the account. So you guys can see what's possible and just take advantage of the Discord as well, because I throw out ideas in my trading community almost on a daily basis, as long as the market's open between like Monday to Friday sometimes. I'm kind of skeptical on trading like Fridays, Sundays, and Mondays, but and I'm even more skeptical now that I've seen, if we take a look at my track record, you can see that Sundays and Mondays just realistically aren't the best for me, personally. So I am gonna be more mindful of the trades that I think I see as opportunities on Sundays and Mondays. I'm more of a I'm more of a profitable trader between like Tuesdays and Thursdays. For whatever reason, I'm not sure why, but that's just how it is. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So if we were to take a look though, let's say that accounts equity is at 1741. So 1741. I just want to see how much the account's equity has increased by just for the week alone. Because we already know it's gone up by 78% in about a week. But what about, like, if you could just picture $100,000, if you're trading with $100,000 and in a week the account's equity goes up by 78%, that means your account is now at about $178,000. Like that's kind of ridiculous. That's a whole 78,000, $80,000 is like, it could be, who makes 78,000, $80,000? I don't know. 78, $80,000. Let me take a look at ChatGPT, see what they say. Whose or what occupation makes 80K year average? 80K year average occupations are typically registered nurse, electricians, dental hygienist, construction managers, police sergeant, web developers, radiological technologists, accountants, and ITs, physical therapists, assistants. As you can see, even nurse are making about 80,000. So if you were to leverage a prop firm or even leverage your own live accounts equity at 100,000 in equity, and you were to make a return of 78% on that in about a week, like just imagine if you're doing the same, like let's say if you were to do 80,000 per week, and that's realistically, like you could do more than that, especially because the equity grows over time. which means that, you're going to be making more long term as long as you're using proper risk management, proper risk management. But let's say you were someone who just, for some reason, only made 80K per week. 80K times 52 weeks is $4 million. So if you're making $4 million per year, that's life changing, and that can literally help you, that can help your partner, that can help your family, that can help your best friend if you have one, that can be money that you can use to leverage, or money that you can use to invest into property and whatever else. So the sky's the limit, and that's essentially why I've branched off and I've been open-minded to doing both insurance and also trading. I still run my insurance business, but I haven't been too focused on it as much as I've been focused on scaling my trading accounts. And I will most likely have more accounts. As of right now, my goal is to scale my $160 account to 1,000. And then once I've done that, I intend to take money from that and just take some money from that and invest it into a prop firm account. Now, it's most likely going to be a 100K account, and then obviously I want to get a funded evaluation challenge. So getting a contract for the 100K through a prop firm, I'm most likely I'll let you guys know which prop firm account I use once I get to that point. And if you guys have been following along with my videos, you guys should know which prop firm I am going to use, or likely am going to use. Because there's this thing where it's like a consistency rule, and I just don't like the fact that a lot of prop firms have this consistency rule. It's almost like they're against swing traders because they understand swing trading is like literally goated uh P&Ls. People, I think people that swing trade have goated P&Ls. But yeah, as you can see, the balance is at 1741. Again, we started off at 975 a week ago. And again, the difference between $975 and $1,741 is a 78% increase on equity, and it's only been about a week. It's literally only been about a week. So that just tells you, and I can literally pull this money out. If we look at this month, you can see $826 profit. If we go back to this week, you can see back to 268. So this is what shows what's possible. And I'm going to continue scaling these accounts plus more. And it's only up from here. Uh, Maybe I might start doing, mentorship and stuff like that. But as of right now, mentorship is not something I'm focused on. Right now, I just have a community and I communicate with people in the Discord, in my community. And I also give out ideas that I intend on, or trades that I intend on taking for the week. If you guys are open to that and seeing what kind of, analysis I have on a weekly basis, then join the community. My Discord link is in the bio. That's pretty much it on that. Now, I do want to go back to this. So GBP NZD would have been my trade for the week. Honestly, I was looking for about a 1 to 10 or 1 to 11, but unfortunately I got wicked out. So this was my entry, and or around 1 to 14. This is my entry. Price ended up wicking out this stop loss area, which is where I had my stop loss at, and I was targeting this low right here for about a 1 to 14. Unfortunately, we did again, we got wicked out, and then I like re-entered, and then I exited just because one, FOMC, I didn't really know what to expect earlier on in the day that might happen, and two, price just really started consolidating after or during New York session around like 10:30, and that's realistically where I pulled out. As you can see, I updated the trading Discord. So I updated my Discord, and I told them GBP or GBP NZD 07 or 7. I don't know why this says buy because I for sure did not make take a buy. I definitely didn't. I definitely took a sell, so I don't know why it says buy, but oh well. Um, I sold GBP NZD and yeah, I definitely don't know why it says buy because I definitely took sells. All of these say I don't know why these are reversed because even US30 I didn't sell. I bought US30. So these are like backwards. I think trade lockers like glitching or something. These are opposite trades because I definitely did not take a buy on GBP NZD. I was always considering that it was bearish, and even US30 I was considering was bullish. And price did hit my take profit. As soon as price hit my take profit, you can see, and I called this out on the previous video. So if you guys haven't watched that other video, go ahead and watch it. I'll pull this up right here. What was it? It wasn't 12 days ago. Last video. I'm gonna mute this, but where is it? I called this one and shared this idea in my trading Discord. Think this is it right here. Yeah, here. Yep, this is the US30 trade that I was referring to. And it was a solid risk to reward because if we look at the US, look, literally it was a 1 to 6. Like it, these are like my A plus setups. A plus plus setups are those are like 110. Like that would have been my GBP NZD trade. Oh, A plus plus setup. If it wasn't for, wicking out my trade, it would have been gold. So yeah, again, I did exit though in profit of 41 just because around 10 o'clock price started consolidating and like price dropped and then it started coming back up. And once it did that, I just lost interest and lost hope in the trade because I already got stopped out twice and I essentially broke my trading rule because I jumped back into the trade, which I shouldn't have. You can see right close positions. You can see right here. You can see GBP NZD, GBP NZD. Uh, yeah, like I took a couple, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with GBP NZD because I like literally have already broken my trading plan. It doesn't make sense for me to keep re-entering, um, and hoping that it goes in my direction that I want it to. Not that it will, but it's all about probability. And I just literally mentally clocked out of GBP NZD for the week. So this is like not even in my watch list anymore. I'm just gonna turn it red because I lost interest completely. But I do have faith in some of these other ones. NAS, I lost hope for. US30. I'm still interested in US30. I am essentially interested in US30 coming around this imbalance right here. Lower time frame, seeing what it does. Gold, I'm still waiting for price to. What is the 1 hour? Okay, the 1 hour looks like this. The 1 hour looks like this. The high is 3, 3, 3, 3, 5. Okay, so low for this. Price might come back. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about taking trades for the rest of the week because these are like low probability setups. GBP, CAD, I mean, it's still possible that price could come higher, so I'm just gonna leave this. USD CAD, see if price comes back. I still want price to come back around this area. GBP, JPY. So now we're just marking up. GBP, JPY is daily, is bullish on the daily time frame. 4 hour is also bullish, but it looks like it's about to go bearish. CAD, JPY. JPY pairs might just uh they might just start going bearish. I had it bullish, but now it looks like they're going bearish. So that means JPY is getting stronger for the week if we're seeing most of these JPY pairs are predominantly shifting from bullish to bearish. I don't know how this risk reward is going to look until we see some more price action. Euro AUD still it's still a trade idea. AUD CAD, it's shifted from bullish down to bearish, and we're still looking for price to fill in around this imbalance right here. This might be like on the top of the list. NZD JPY is bullish, and not only is it bullish on the daily, 4 hour is what is this JPY? Yeah, we're not looking for buys anymore on these pairs because JPY seems like it's in more control than the opposite currency. So now I'm not interested in NZD JPY. I'm not interested in AUD NZD anymore either. I'm gonna delete this alert. AUD JPY is bullish on both. Okay, so this is like the only pair. Well, it is probably shifting short-term bearish, but overall it's definitely bullish for AUD JPY. This is like the only AUD JPY pair that I foresee an opportunity for a bullish move. But we'll see what happens. I'm not that doesn't mean I'm going to for sure enter. I still have to wait for extra confirmation. It's already Thursday or about to be Thursday. It's Wednesday right now in the evening, so there's a possibility I might excuse me, I might not take any more trades for the week. Nas 100. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna just remove all this stuff. GBP USD need the 4 hour to go bullish. It's bearish right now. Um, and we can. All right, Euro USD is I'm still looking for this area down here to get filled in, and like around here, especially because There's a down candle here, a daily down candle here. I'm looking for some imbalance to get filled in before price moves up. Also, DXY, since we're looking at the US dollar, I might as well just pull out the DXY. We do anticipate, or I anticipate price coming in, filling in this imbalance at least for the daily uh time frame, which means price would US dollar would go up and then it might go back down. If it doesn't go back down, then price would most likely break structure and start going up. So we'll see what happens. GBP CHF is gonna maintain remain red. 4 hour time frame on the USD JPY pair. So essentially what I'm thinking is, you know, 4 hour time frame shifts to go bearish. I mean, we might get a retracement, and if we do get a retracement, it's gonna be probably from here to here. And if we look at the 1 hour time frame or the 30-minute time frame or the 15-minute time frame, what has not gotten filled? I mean, maybe the 5 minute time frame. I mean, there's some imbalance up here. Yeah, above the 50% area, I can see some imbalance up here. So possibly if price comes back around there, I might sell. And if I do sell, it's going to be something like this. And who knows what the risk to reward would be. Obviously, the risk to reward is going to be uh my decision to get enter is going to be dependent on the risk to reward, as always. Now for the daily time frame, we're going to look at how this looks, and clearly we can see for USD CHF price on the daily time frame is overall bearish. 4 hour time frame though is also bearish, which means that we can potentially continue going down. Now, don't really know exactly what's going to happen, especially because US dollar is currently bullish based on the DXY. So price could, if it wants to, it could literally just start shooting up. But that's also dependent on whether Swiss francs is out competing the US dollar. I'm not currently interested in this market, so I'll sit this out and I will let me at least see what this looks like. So 4 hour time frame is bearish, so yeah. Sitting that out, euro, or did I click on this one? I did not. GBP AUD, 4 hour time frame, shifted. The thing is, the 4 hour time frame on GBP AUD is bullish. So if the 4 hour time frame is bullish, 30-minute time frame, I think price might enter this zone right here. If it enters this key level right here, then I'm gonna anticipate this is probably gonna be my A plus setup. Unfortunately, the daily time frame is bullish. Because if we look at at a larger scale, this is the low, this is the high, which means that we can either, since prices, this one's kind of confusing. All right, because we've got like price literally did okay, so this is the low. So yeah, this is essentially, I think the 4 hour is bullish. I think it's bullish because this is our range. Actually, I mean bearish. This is our range. And it looks like price broke structure on this level right here. So if price is bearish, oh, on the 4 hour time frame, there's a possibility that price could. So I had this right in that area. Daily time frame has areas of interest where price likes to go to this area here. Price likes touching this area right here. Price also likes this area, but if we look at, all right, fine. What I'll do is I'll put this right here because this is an imbalance on the 1 hour, which is strong. So I'll put price there, and then what I want to see is, so this might be another trade of the week. AUD CAD, okay. And now that we have two high probability trade setups, I'll turn this to green. Now that I turn this to green, I put it around here. So this is when we start strategically understanding the market. And we have a mental framework that we start thinking of where we compare these currencies. So we're looking at AUD, two AUD pairs. We're looking at AUD CAD and we're looking at GBP AUD. So for this one, I'm gonna draw right here. G, that's terrible. I'm gonna draw GBP. You know what? I'm terrible at drawing. Oh my gosh. GBP AUD. Sales anticipated. Now, if I'm anticipating sales on GBP AUD, that means I'm thinking that, meaning I think that AUD will go up in value. And then AUD CAD, I'm thinking of bearish momentum, which means that I'm thinking the Canadian dollar will be strengthened. So these are opposing, these biases are both literally opposite of each other. So this is kind of strange because if that's the case, price could probably just break through and create a higher high. Uh, and then which would mean that the GBP AUD would literally, I mean, it could come up here, test this, then sell, creating a new low, giving the AUD stronger power. So we'll have to see which setup is preferred. I won't take both. That's something I won't do. Especially if you guys have been noticing that I had a GBP CAD trade idea and I pretty much I didn't take it at all because I figured GBP NZD would be the preferred one since it has a better risk to reward. And I literally had to make a decision. It's either I enter GBP NZD or GBP CAD. And I chose GBP NZD because it had a better risk to reward. So I don't want to do two different trade ideas that include AUD, the Australian dollar. I just want to pick one. If I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong on whichever one. So, like I said, 4 hour is currently bearish, and with price currently being bearish, I think that we're gonna. The thing is, price is already. Yeah, I think. Yeah. Honestly, I don't even think price is gonna go up to here. Because it's already done a major sell-off right here. Unless, I don't know, who knows? Let's see. Because this is gonna have to be like a major stop loss. Like I'd have to have my stop loss here and be like a 1 to 2. Unless price makes its way up here, then I'm definitely willing to take that setup. I would literally, once it got into that area, I'd sell like a 1 to 6. I'm more interested, honestly, in the AUD cat trade because this one seems more sketchy. Price sold off on Monday. So where's the high? This is Tuesday's high. So if Tuesday's high gets taken out and wants to move into this imbalance, then I'm most likely going to be interested in taking this out because it's worth it. If it just stays in this area, then I'm not really interested. Look at the 30-minute time frame. We can also see that there's a imbalance in that area. 15-minute, you can see there's an imbalance. So I'm going to move this here, and that's the only time I'm going to be interested in taking this out. So I'll move this back to here. And in fact, if we look at the daily time frame, I was marking up this level of, area of interest anyways. And it seems like price does respect this area on the daily time frame. So that's important to know as well. Now, what we'll do is we'll target this level here since this is the 4-hour low. All right, so it's about a 1 to 6. AUD CAD, just to confirm that this is okay, so yeah, this is, this is good. I mean, I like what I see. This means that the week is not done. It's not over. There's still potential ideas that are building up in the market. So, whichever one gives us a better risk to reward. NZD USD still looks like it's making its way to our area of interest. And what I'll do is put a alert here. Not that I'm interested right now, but we can still see if there's any opportunity. So those are all of my trade ideas for now. Is there any trade ideas here? There's literally no trade ideas here. Back to red. Euro AUD. I think the euro might go back up in value. Because the 4-hour time frame is bullish, but price can even fall in this area where there might be, I don't see any imbalance on the hour. I don't see much imbalance on the 30. There's like literally a minimal, very minimal imbalance, the 15-minute time frame. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens with that one. I'm really not interested that much for this market. Really looks choppy. Yeah, I'll sit this one out. Make this red. All right, so we got USD JPY, AUD JPY, CAD JPY. Market has more imbalance up here. JV JPY, USD CAD, JVV CAD. If it goes up higher. Still waiting for price. I'm deleting this. All right. US30 is on its way to our area of interest. Our area of interest is around this area. If we get price to get into that area of interest, then we can possibly get around a 1 to 7 or 8. It obviously still again depends on what happens in this zone right here on the lower time frame. Because price is overall bearish on the 4-hour time frame, which means that we can get a potential pullback into 50% of the daily's uh bullish move. And the low of the daily time frames here, high of the dailies here. So we're pretty much just playing ping pong at this point. Um, GBP AUD. Again, I'm looking for potential bearish or bearish signal to the downside. If we look at the 8-hour time frame, that also can help us understand sometimes what's going on. What about the 24-hour? What about the 16-hour? 16-hour. Don't know if this is helpful. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. And then we got AUD CAD, and it's literally pointing into our area of interest. So, which has imbalance. There's an inefficiency in the market at this level. So yeah, stick around. Join the Discord community. It's time for that quote that I promised you guys by Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. This one I got from yesterday. It's as traders, it is essential that you be able to observe the market's behavior from an objective perspective to observe objectively. You will need to learn how to recognize a variety of subtle fears that will destroy your ability to be objective without really knowing it. So I think two things I can think about that quote, which is if you don't see an opportunity that goes with your trading plan, for example, if I see an opportunity that's a 1 to 2 and it seems like it's like, gonna hit take profit if I were to take it at like and I have like 110% confidence, I personally won't take it because instead of thinking emotionally about the trade and feeling profitable already in the moment, I now shifted my mind from thinking emotionally to now thinking objectively. So that's why I mainly go for 1 to 3s at best or at least. So I just am not willing to stand for anything that is less than a 1 to 3. Uh, then another thing I wanted to say is thinking objectively with I would say risk management, proper risk management. If you, I used to think so emotionally, and I used to think so, I used to think, I want to say greedy. Um, and the reason I say that is because Trade Locker or something like Match Trader, if you were to use these platforms, these trading platforms, it gives you these tools that shows you how much you're risking based on the lot size, based on the equity you have in your account. So it might say, once you're about to take a trade, it might say with X amount of lots that you're looking at using, you're going to be risking 10%. And with you risking 10%, this is X dollar amount, right? It could be $500 that you're risking for a total profit of 15,000. Or in short, you're risking $100 for $300 profit, right? So with that being said, that gives you more of, if you don't emotionally control yourself, you can say, well, I'm willing to risk 50% of my account to make $100,000. And that's not the right way, in my opinion. That's not the right way to go about your trading. system. It shouldn't be dollar figure based with no proper risk management. There should always be proper risk management because, in my opinion, and based on my journey or based on my experience, the moment it clicked for me was when I started using proper risk management, started thinking objectively, meaning if I do this, so if I do X and Y, then I'll get Z results. And if I don't do X and Y, then I won't get Z results. Or once I do A plus B, then I should get C. And if I go against A plus B, then I won't get C results. And I've already calculated how much I'm risking, 5% for the gain of 50% of my account's equity. So once you start thinking objective like that, and instead of looking at the percentage that you're going to gain, which di which dictates or determines how much you're willing to risk, then just be consistent with the risk amount and make sure that it's comfortable. For example, 1%, 2%, 5%, 6%, 7%. But if you start doing too much on the risk, like risking 20% and stuff like that, then completely up to you, obviously, because you're an independent trader. And this is an opportunity that where you don't have somebody telling you what to do, which is great, but coming from somebody that's starting to become profitable as a trader, I'm giving you my I'm giving you education, free education, and take it how you want. So that's pretty much it. And again, this is what I'm looking at for the rest of the week. This is what I'm not really looking at or focused on for the rest of the week. And active positions are none. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. Follow the Instagram account, Trend with Ant. Also, my YouTube channel. Subscribe. FOMC was today on Wednesday. Accounts equity is at 1741 on the second account. The first account equity is at $421. So stick around. Thank you guys for watching. Uh, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy your week.